to defamate my character, but I won't let them. It's always checkmate. I'm still screaming.
Menu narration option is set to off.
Ballistic and I'm so terrific. Accounts is copacetic. I don't need no permission, but I'm so indebted to this game that I love, and most of all to the man above. Now check me out. Now it's just that Fridays was serving the greens. Before I was popping, I was nursing my dreams. Now I ain't never been a gangster, but I know a few things. I just rather get the bag and start collecting the rings. I done spoke too much. Close curtain and scene. I am not a human being, I'm a full machine. I ain't holier than thou, I don't judge, I sing. Just staying down for the come up till I reign supreme. Let's get it. Yeah, hit boy, we got another one. Ha. Man, y'all boys ain't ready for this, man. I'm still grinding, I'm still hungry. Hungrier than ever, I feel unstoppable. Losing's impossible. Go against the...
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got CeeDee Lamb. He's one of the league's best, currently third in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Cowboys and the Colts, and it kicks off next.
It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And it felt like it watching the game tape. He got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 11 carries, 57 yards.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in the groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving.
Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. When going back essentially through the 4th century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the turkey bowl tradition. The families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. I remember reading about one of the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening, but how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
There's a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Cowboys at 8-2 on the year. They coming off a loss last time out, but still in the midst of a great season. Winners of 8 of their last 10.
And they were shut out last week as well, so you have to wonder what their mindset will be coming into this one. Personally, I think that they put that one behind them, and they're ready to move on.
11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. Well, now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. That one a first down pickup of 8. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. That wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake. They've taken care of that early.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Jacobs will take this into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And, Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So that one, and he was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll, given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings, because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much, don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
7 yards there and a first down.
Here we go. Here we go.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua's going to be taken down. Micah Parsons. It's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Tua going to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And it'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day. But you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a third game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the third one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
Let's go.
They go with Jacobs. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. His throw incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And it's a window and over. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Cowboys go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Patterson. Good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive takes him down the field and 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Yeah, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
On 2nd and 10, Tua. No, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle flat. He couldn't catch it.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Badgley's kick is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's Howard. A final shot before break. He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've hit halftime on halftime over. No problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Howard. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal.
From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Off of play action. Tagovailoa.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He completes it to Burley. Room here to run. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Micah Parsons picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Badgley able to punch this one through. And a 2nd field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
So here are the Cowboys to take over. They were losers last week to Carolina, but they've got the lead here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
102 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, and this is a 1st down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he goes out right around the 39. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or 2 if you have to. Just go down, in bounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
They'll try and run for it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Now a give here to Pollard.
Jordan Fuller there to take him down.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jacobs going to try the middle. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Now here's Pollard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And this is where the mental part of the game comes into play. Defense is out of timeouts. Just hold on to the football. No sense really trying to score. They should be able to run this one out.
The quick slant caught. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll run it with Jacobs. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. So the Colts now down on the scoreboard. 20 seconds to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Now Tua. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Tagovailoa. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
They've certainly had trouble knocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Cowboys come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and they were spurred.